Welcome. Today, we're diving into the world of research and how it shapes our understanding. Over the next few minutes, we'll explore key insights, methods, and findings that drive meaningful progress. Let's get started and see what the data has to tell us. Let's start by exploring what research really means. At its core, research is a careful, organized process, a way to dig deep into a subject. We investigate, study, and analyze, all with the goal of uncovering new knowledge or finding solutions to problems. It's about gathering information, making sense of it, and adding to what we already know. Research fills in the blanks and pushes understanding forward. Research is all about expanding what we know. It helps us tackle specific questions or problems with clear, evidence-based answers. But it's more than that. Research pushes entire fields forward, sharpens how we make decisions, and fuels innovation across industries and academics alike. In other words, it's the engine behind progress and smarter solutions. Research is the foundation of knowledge, and knowledge is what drives progress. Our key objectives here are clear. We want to systematically explore a subject, gather the right data, and analyze it carefully. This helps us answer important questions or test ideas. Beyond that, research contributes to what we already know, guides better decisions, and tackles real-world or theoretical challenges in the field. It's about building a solid base for growth and innovation. Quantitative research is all about numbers. It's a systematic, objective way to study the world by collecting and analyzing numerical data. The goal here is to measure relationships, spot patterns, and identify trends that hold up statistically. This approach helps us make solid conclusions and broad generalizations we can trust. It's a powerful tool when we want clear, data-driven insights. In this section, we'll explore different types of quantitative research and how they shape our understanding. When we dive into quantitative research, there are a few key components we need to keep front and center. First, reliability and validity, making sure our measurements are consistent and truly capture what we intend. Then, statistical data analysis, the tools that help us make sense of numbers and spot real patterns. Experimental design is next, shaping how we test our ideas. Finally, design and implementation, the practical steps that bring the whole study to life. Each part is crucial to solid research. Qualitative research takes us beyond numbers. It's about diving deep into experiences, meanings, and the complexities of a subject. Instead of counting or measuring, we gather stories, observations, and texts. This approach helps us understand the why and how behind what we see. It's subjective, yes, but that's what makes it rich and insightful. We're not just looking for facts, we're exploring the full picture. Qualitative research is all about digging deep. It's an ongoing process where we collect and analyze data over and over, letting ideas emerge naturally instead of forcing them. We focus on people's personal experiences, trying to understand the true meaning behind what they go through. Sometimes, that means looking closely at one specific case, using interviews, observations, and documents to get the full picture. Methods like grounded theory, phenomenology, case studies, and ethnography help us explore culture, beliefs, and behaviors right where they happen. Mixed methods research brings together numbers and stories, quantitative and qualitative data, to give us a fuller picture. Instead of choosing one or the other, we combine them, collecting and analyzing data from different angles. This approach helps us understand complex topics more deeply by playing to the strengths of both methods. It's about seeing the whole landscape, not just isolated pieces. Let's take a closer look at the key components of mixed methods research. We'll explore how this approach blends practical applications with different designs. First, the convergent design, where qualitative and quantitative data come together side by side. Then, the sequential explanatory design, where one method follows the other to deepen understanding. Finally, we'll see how integrating these two types of data creates a richer, more complete picture. This is where the real power of mixed methods lies. When we talk about research, it helps to know the different types and what they're for. Exploratory research is all about digging in, finding new angles, and generating fresh ideas. Descriptive research takes a closer look. It paints a detailed picture of what's happening. Then there's explanatory research, which goes deeper, trying to uncover why things happen and what causes certain outcomes. Each type plays a unique role in how we understand the world around us. Let's walk through the research process step by step. It all starts with identifying the research problem, spotting a gap or issue that needs attention. This means defining a clear question or objective, understanding the context, and figuring out which variables matter. From there, we analyze causes, formulate hypotheses, and finally, reach conclusions based on the action taken. Each step builds on the last to create a solid foundation for meaningful research. When we dive into the literature review, we're taking a close look at all the existing research and scholarly work related to our topic. This step isn't just about summarizing, it's about connecting the dots. We start with clear definitions, explore relevant theories, and highlight key concepts. Then, importantly, we identify gaps, those areas where knowledge is missing or incomplete. This helps us build a solid foundation and shows where our study fits in. Finally, we wrap up with a conclusion and proper references. When we get to formulating research questions or hypotheses, it's all about clarity and purpose. These questions need to align with existing theories and literature, so we're building on what's already known, not starting from scratch. They also have to connect directly to our research objectives, making sure every inquiry serves the bigger goal. Importantly, these questions must be testable and measurable, so we can use data to draw solid conclusions. Ultimately, they give our study focus and direction, keeping us on track throughout the process. Now we're at step 4, research design. This is where we choose the best approach to answer our questions or test our hypotheses. It's about picking a method that fits the problem, makes the study valid and reliable, and works with the resources we have. Whether it's experimental, quasi-experimental, or descriptive, the design shapes everything that follows. Getting this right is crucial for meaningful results. Step 5 is all about research design, the plan for how we collect the data we need. We use different methods depending on the questions we're trying to answer. Surveys and questionnaires help us gather structured responses from many people. Interviews let us dive deeper with guided conversations. Observations involve watching and recording behaviors directly. Document analysis looks at existing materials for insights. And experimental methods let us test cause and effect in a controlled way. Each method brings something unique to the table. Data analysis is where everything starts to come together. It's the step that turns raw numbers and information into meaningful insights. By carefully examining the data, we can spot patterns, test relationships, and answer the questions we set out to explore. This process isn't just about crunching numbers, it's about making sure our findings are reliable and valid, so the conclusions we draw hold real weight. In short, data analysis is the backbone of credible, evidence-based research. Now we're at the stage where we interpret the results. This means looking closely at what the data tells us, but not in isolation. We compare our findings with existing studies to see how they align or differ. This step adds credibility and depth to our conclusions. It's also about understanding the results within the bigger picture, the research goals, the methods we used, and the overall design. This way, our insights become meaningful and relevant, guiding future research or practical use. Now we're at the crucial step, drawing conclusions and making recommendations. This means we take a clear look at our key findings and decide what they really tell us. Did the data support our questions or challenge them? From there, we move forward with recommendations that are grounded in evidence, whether that's suggesting new actions, shaping policies, or pointing the way for future research. It's where analysis turns into impact. Research ethics is about doing the right thing when we conduct research involving people or animals. It's a set of principles that guide us to act with integrity and respect. This means protecting participants' rights, their well-being, and their privacy. Without these ethical standards, research can cause harm or lose trust. So, ethics isn't just a box to check. It's the foundation that keeps research responsible and humane. When we talk about collecting data, there are several key sources we rely on. Field research puts us right where the action happens, gathering information firsthand. Case studies dive deep into specific examples to uncover insights. Experiments let us test ideas in controlled settings. Then, there's analyzing documents and texts, digging through existing databases and records. Observations help us see behavior directly. Interviews bring personal perspectives, while surveys and questionnaires collect broader opinions. Together, these methods give us a rich, diverse picture to work with. Sampling techniques are all about choosing a smaller group from a larger population to represent the whole. One common method is convenience sampling, picking whoever's easiest to reach. It's quick, but it can introduce bias since it might not reflect the entire population. Then there's stratified sampling. Here, we divide the population into distinct groups, or strata, and randomly select from each. This helps ensure all key groups are represented. Finally, random sampling gives everyone an equal shot of being chosen, making it the most unbiased approach. Research is the fuel that powers progress. But fuel alone isn't enough. We need to understand what it means. That's where interpretation and reporting come in. This is the stage where we analyze the findings, make sense of the data, and draw conclusions. Then, we share those insights clearly and meaningfully, whether through papers, reports, or presentations. It's how research moves from raw information to real impact. Research comes with its fair share of challenges. We have to navigate complex data collection, making sure every piece is accurate. Then comes analysis and interpretation. That's where insights emerge, but also where mistakes can creep in. On top of that, we must keep results reliable and valid. Resources might be limited, ethical questions arise, and time is always tight. Balancing all these demands is part of what makes research both difficult and rewarding. Case studies play a crucial role in research by helping us build and test theories. They allow researchers to explore new ideas or challenge existing ones, pushing knowledge forward in meaningful ways. What makes case studies especially valuable is their depth. They dive deep into complex situations, capturing details that numbers alone can't reveal. By examining a single individual, group, or event closely, and using multiple sources like interviews and observations, case studies give us a rich, complete picture that's grounded in real life. Looking ahead, research is becoming more connected than ever. We're seeing teams from different fields come together, breaking down old silos. Advanced tools like artificial intelligence and big data are changing the game, helping us tackle complex problems faster and smarter. This shift isn't just about new tech. It's about driving real innovation and making progress that can impact the world on a bigger scale. The future of research is collaborative, tech-driven, and full of possibility. In wrapping up our research, the conclusion pulls everything together. It sums up the key findings, directly answers the questions we set out to explore, and confirms whether our hypotheses held true. Beyond that, it shines a light on why these results matter, their real-world impact, and what they mean for the field. Finally, it opens the door to what comes next, suggesting new questions to ask or ways to apply what we've learned. Icons are small, simple images that carry big meaning. They help us navigate, understand, and connect with information quickly. Think of them as visual shortcuts. They save time and reduce clutter. When used well, icons make complex ideas feel familiar and approachable. In this part of our talk, we'll explore how icons enhance communication and why they're essential in design. Icons are powerful tools in any presentation or design. They communicate ideas quickly without needing words. A simple icon can guide attention, clarify meaning, and add personality. When chosen well, icons make complex information easier to understand. They're small, but their impact is big. Today, we'll explore how to use icons effectively to enhance our message and connect with our audience. Let's walk through how to customize your favorite infographic. First, copy and paste it into your presentation. Then, pick apart and ungroup it by right-clicking. You can change its color using the Paint Bucket tool. To resize, drag the corner handles while holding Shift to keep the shape's proportions. Once you're happy, group the pieces back together. Repeat this for other parts, then copy the finished graphic into your slide, making sure to keep the original formatting. This way, your data looks sharp and clear. If you're using the free version of this template, it's important to keep the thank you slide as a way to credit SlideEgg. That's part of the terms for free subscribers. You're welcome to customize or edit the template, and use it for both business and personal projects. But you can't sell or rent the content or share it in ways that aren't allowed. For more details, check out the next slide with the full terms of use. As a premium subscriber, you get some great perks with this template. You can customize it however you like, use it for business or personal projects, and even share the editable version with anyone you choose. But there are some clear boundaries. You can't sell or rent the content, or include it in any resale platforms without permission. Also, the elements here can't be used separately as logos or trademarks. For more details, check out the tutorial or FAQ pages. Thanks for joining me today. If you have a design request, be sure to visit the redesign page. This presentation uses a template created by SlideEgg, and we appreciate their work. If you have any questions, you can reach out to them directly at their website. Thanks again for your time. It's been a pleasure. This video was created with SlideSpeak. Visit SlideSpeak to turn your presentations into engaging AI-narrated videos.